Now, this video is for new players who are just beginning to play League of Legends and they kind of need a head start, something that give a little bit of an advantage to those, pros out there. So, now, I already posted a video earlier that has to deal with a big part of the game, which is the laning phase. So, it would just be the best if you guys go check that out. So, because it's a lot, it's a lot. So I don't want to put all that into one video, so I'm just going to be skipping over that part and moving on to showing you just basically the easiest way to help you start is you need some easy champions to play, honestly, because there's just so many and you kind of like, alright, so what do I play? So I'm about to teach you what you can play. Isn't that awesome? Okay. So I have here a list of several champions that are easy to play, and I'll be showing you and explaining how they are easy to play. And after that, I'm going to have a second part to the video. I'm going to be splitting this video into two parts, and I'll be teaching you several key concepts to keep in your mind. These won't be too hard. It won't be too hard. And I'll be explaining it simply on what concepts to keep in mind when you're playing the game. And I just that's that simple. Okay, now before we begin jumping headlong into these champions, I want to explain the 4 simple roles that each of these champions play. This is how champions are broken down in League of Legends. You have the tank, you have the mage, you have the AD, which is the one that does attack damage, and you have the support. There's also brawlers, or bruisers as you call them, like Lee Sin, but you don't really need to get into that yet. Not yet, okay? Okay, so now that we've settled that, let's jump into those champions and see what I got. Okay, so now before we start jumping into the first champ I would like to show you, I want to mention to you guys that, if you see a champion that you feel like you could play and you like, what it can do and all the aspects to it, you can just go ahead and play that champion if you feel like you'll be very comfortable with that. It's all okay. Alright, and another part that I would like to explain to how I chose these certain champions for you guys, and why I think they're good choices, is because a lot of them don't depend on a lot of insane micro skills. And what I mean by micro skills is when you first start League, it's very uncomfortable when you're using your mouse and your keyboard. It's kind of like breaking in a shoe. You really just don't know how to do it yet. You don't know how to walk in those shoes yet. And so these champions, you don't really need to depend on that kind of insane micro skills in order to succeed in the game. So this will be a very good stepping stone for you guys to jump into the game. So, and the other aspect to the other dichotomy to micro is macro, which is the bigger stuff. And what I mean by the bigger stuff is the items in the game, basically strategies in the game, and just concepts of the game that you need to understand, which I'll be explaining in this video for you guys to understand. Alright, now the first champion I chose was Garen, and the reason behind that is he's the role that he is in that I mentioned before, either tank, mage, or AD, or support. He is a tank, and so I figure he's a good choice for you guys because being a tank, you have a lot of sustain in your lane. You're going to be playing in your lane longer than if you had a shorter amount of health, because you can take more damage, get away with a few more mistakes than you would if you were, scrawnier. Because, like an enemy champion doing damage to you, if you were scrawnier you would have died, but since you're a tank, you took all that damage and you survived, and you were able to get away with that. So that's why I figured Garen is a good choice because of that. And also he has, with his abilities, his kit, this is a kit,
his passive, which basically is just part of who he is perseverance. And what it basically means is after a short time when he hasn't taken any damage, he starts to regenerate his health. And that's very like awesome for you guys in lane. If you make a few mistakes, you're like all beat up, you just gotta retreat, go to your tower, just wait a little while, and you'll start regenerating that health really fast. And if you have pots too, well, it's gonna be even faster. So that's why I like this pick. It's a very solid pick. He has an easy ultimate. His ultimate, let me show you. It's basically a click. See, that's all you have to do. You just click, and it does a ton of damage. So when the enemy champion has a low health, like up to here, all you gotta do is click and ult, and you'll kill him. It's that simple. See? So it doesn't. You don't with this ult in his kit. You don't really have to understand too much about League of Legends in order to utilize it well. All you have to know is enemy's low, kill him. That's it. There's a lot of ultimates and other champions in this game. They need to understand, when's the right time to use it. And you have to understand a lot of aspects to League of Legends in order to know when that right time is. Okay? And you're gonna hear this all around League about who Garen is. This is what makes him easy to play as well. Is he has a basically what we call a spin to win, which basically just does damage all around him very easily, and it's just pretty intense, as you can see. You can use this to farm well, so you don't have to always worry about last hitting exactly at the right time. You can just spin to win. It's very simple, very easy to pick up. And this is also a good ability for his kit. It gives him a bunch of movement speed and it silences the opponent. And all you gotta do is click it and click on your opponent. See, if you ever get slowed, you can just click that Q and you'll move faster, so you can get away easier, which is what you guys need to worry about. And also, you just gotta click the Q, attack your enemy, and that's it. You don't have to do too much. See, that's what I mean by micro. Those are the micro parts of the game. Like you click your Q, and then you click on the enemy. That's micro. That's what I wanted to explain. Okay. Now that I've shown you what his kit is, I'm going to be showing out later in the video after I've shown all the champions that I'm going to show you. I'm going to show later on the video each build that is a good build for each one of them, so you don't have to get all caught up in the game when you're in the game, wasting time trying to figure out what items you need to buy from. I'm just going to give for each champion a good build that you can throw on each of these champions. Now, there's always other items you can add to these champions that would be great as well, but I think for most games, like this standard build is very good. It's very up to the what's being used today in League of Legends. So that's what I'm going to show you. Now, let's jump into the next champion I'm going to show you, which he's also a tank as well. And so you're going to get that good sustain. You're going to get that opportunity to make mistakes and get away with it because you're going to be tanky. But with him, he has ranged abilities to his kit, and he does magic damage. And with his Q, you'll be able to do a ton of damage at a pretty safe distance, as you can see here. So you can just keep doing this to your enemy in lane and get away with it. Okay. And one major aspect that I want you guys, in terms of why I chose this champion for you guys, is because of his ultimate. His ultimate is very easy to know how to use it. You just, when your team wants to fight and you're all together and you see the enemy team all grouped up together, you just ult them. That's all you do. And then your team will be able to pick up on what's going on, and they'll be able to, you know, engage as well with you. So this is the ult they use to engage the enemy team. And it does a ton of damage, and you can use it at a very long distance. It makes it very easy to use. Because a lot of ultimates have a shorter distance to them, and it just takes better timing and better understanding, quicker reflexes. But with his ultimate, you'll be able to, you know, use it much more, I guess, efficient than you would with other people's ultimates. So that's why I chose him. Okay, and I'll be showing you his build as well later in the video. Okay, and now that I've shown you 2 tanks so far, I'm going to go to one of the other roles that you can play in this game, which is the AD, and I'm going to be showing you Xin Zhao. Now, the reason behind I chose Xin Zhao for you guys, because when you build him, he will be also a little tanky as well. He'll have a decent amount of health to him, so you'll be able to sustain pretty well in your game as well. And the thing is, with his E and his kit, he has a very good engage that you can do on your opponent. You know, a lot of champions in this game, you don't have this kind of easy engage, and so it's a lot difficult to, you know, do damage to your opponent and get away with it, because as you're walking up to them, they're going to be doing damage to you because they'll probably have ranged abilities. But with this, you'll have an easy engage. Let me show you. See? And it's very fast, like he just jumps to that talent. Let me show you again. See? And it also slows your opponent, so you'll be able to do even more damage. Another reason behind why I chose Xin Zhao is because he does a lot of damage in a short amount of time. And the reason why is because of his W and his Q. His W critically strikes every 3rd attack and heals you as well. And if you click on it, it's going to give you more attack speed. More attack speed means more damage in a shorter amount of time. And with his Q, it makes his 3 next basic attacks deal even more damage. So you press W and Q when you when you do this audacious charge on an opponent, press W and Q, all of a sudden you're doing so much damage to them. Watch. And also, you have a knockup on that 3rd auto. See? So you'll be able to keep them in place so you can even do more damage. So it's a really good kit, and it's really easy to pick up. You don't really need to understand too much about League of Legends to know that you need to do this to your opponent. You know what I mean? And the final and last reason why this is a good choice is because of his ultimate. His ultimate allows you to escape very easily. You know, you go in, you audacious charge, and you W and Q, and you feel like, oh no, other enemy players are coming at you, and you still didn't kill that person you attacked. Well, you can retreat and use this ultimate, and I'll show you. See? All these enemy champions that were behind him to his side, when he ulted, they pushed them back. So if they're on you as you're trying to escape, you can just use this ultimate and push them back pretty far, as you can see. So it's very good to stay alive, and that's kind of one of the main ideas in terms of my method of choosing which champions I want you guys to play was because you want to be able to stay alive, because feeding is very bad in League of Legends. Like, you want to have the lowest, you don't really want to have the most kills, you want to have the least amount of deaths. The least amount of deaths is what makes you a good player of League of Legends, not the most kills you have. And there's a whole realm of, you know, reasons behind why that's true, which I might get into another video because that's a pretty long conversation. But just focus on less deaths means you're a better player. Alright guys, well, now I'm gonna be talking to you guys about my next champion that I chose, which you might know. He's going to be Master Yi. And the reason behind why I chose him was he has a lot of things in his kit that allows them to farm really well, so you don't have to worry too much about, last hitting and everything like that. And so you're going to be racking up a lot of farm, a lot of creep score with him. So, and also his passive does a double strike, which hits twice every 7th attack or 9th attack, which is very nice because you're just doing so much damage. And that's the thing about him as an easy pick. Once he starts going, you can't really stop him, especially at level 6 when he has his ultimate. He can't be slowed and he has a bunch of movement speed. Let me show you. You see? That pull right there would slow any other champion down. But when he ults, it doesn't slow him down. And he just does a ton of damage. He has a bunch more attack speed. And he's immune to slowing effects. And increases his movement speed. So it's very nice to either get away or, attack or engage. And his alpha strike is what helps him farm. It says Q. All you need to do is point and click. See? So you'll be able to farm really well with this champion. Because you'll be taking down so many minions. It's gonna be a la mignon. That's the cuisine. It's gonna be on your plate. So that's a good ability. His meditate also lets him heal. So he's just healing as he meditates on whatever mysteries of the universe, I guess. So, yeah. And his Wuju style just gives him more attack damage, especially when you activate it. That's pretty much it. This is the double strike. Let me show you guys. You'll see it. Right there. That was the double strike. So yeah, he's just a very, very good, easy pick. Alright guys, now that I showed you 2 AD champions and 2 tank champions, I'm going to be showing you guys some mages now that you can play. If you're feeling like you want to play a mage, do some ranged damage, well, this is your guy right here, man. He's on fire for that range damage, if you know what I mean. But anyway, so what this guy basically has in his kit, he has a lot of AoE damage. And what I mean by AoE damage is that AoE stands for area of effect. So there's an area of damage you're going to be dealing. So you can deal the same ability, instead of just doing damage with that ability to one champion, you can do it to multiple champions, which makes it so much easier to get kills because you're multiplying that damage. You know what I mean? So this is what I mean. And it's also super great for farming. You're just gonna be slurping up those minions. See that area of effect? That was the area of effect, and it was able to deal the same amount of damage to all the creeps and that champion. And it will be the same for if there's more champions there in that area as well. So it's gonna be great. And now there is a bit of technicality with him, but it's just really a bonus. It's nothing you have to worry about too much. But he has passive his blaze, where his spells set his opponents on fire. So once you do damage to them with abilities, they're going to be on fire, having damage dealt to them even more so after you do the damage. You know what I mean? After you use that ability, they'll be burning for a little while, if you understand. And so as they're burning, you could throw out your seer, this thingy. Let me show you. It'll show you in the video too. You can throw this bad boy on. Yeah. And I'll show you. See, he lights it on fire, and it'll stun. If you shoot this thing while they're on fire at them, they'll stun for a couple seconds, which is great. It's a little bit of a challenge, but I'm sure you guys can do that. Don't worry. And this is the thing that it'll show you. I'll just show you it because it's easier to show you. See, if you use this ability on an opponent that's already on fire, it'll send out more fire. Like it's gonna be like a firestorm. It'll create to any enemies around it, as it just showed you, which is awesome. So you're just doing damage everywhere is what you're doing with this guy. So like he's all about fire, starting fires, bro. Alright, and his ult is amazing because it sends out a torrent of fire that deals magic damage that bounces between opponents. So this is just a great bit champion to just do just a whole bunch of mess. You know what I mean? You're gonna bring the absolute Shrek on your opponents with this champion. That's what you're gonna do. And I'll be showing you how to build them later on in the video. Cool beans? Alright. Alright guys, the last champion, which is a mage, that I'm going to be showing you. That's a very good pick for you guys to be playing, is the Nivea. And Nivea is really cool because she has a safety mechanism when she dies. And I'll show you what that safety mechanism is. It's a rebirth, so upon dying, Nivea will revert into an egg. If the egg can survive for 6 seconds, she will, come back to life. Let me show you. You see? And you'll get a bunch of your health back, too. So that's just crazy. You have the safety mechanism that other champions in the game don't have. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm playing another champion and I die, that's just stupid. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. And so she also has a lot of range in her kit, so you can just stand back and chill. You can just stand back, chill, do what you want, freeze some things, do some damage, and you're just laying all cool back at your tower. Like, what's up? You know what I mean? Let me show you. Like, this thing is stupid how long this thing is. Like look. And it slows them down. You don't even need Rylai's with this champion. You're already slowing everything down. So, also, she even has even more safety in her kit with this stupid wall. Look at this crap. Look at this. This is just ridiculous. Okay, let me just remake the map for a couple of seconds. You know what I mean? Like, that's annoying. You can tell that I've faced this champion quite a lot before, but it's okay. Don't worry. Alright, and this frostbite, it just does a bunch of damage. And it's easy, it's just point and click. You don't even have to aim, just point and click. That's it. Alright. Now with this champion, as I'm going to be showing you in her build, you're going to want to build mana because she's going to run out of that fairly quickly. That's really the only downside to her kit, honestly. I mean, yeah, she doesn't have an escape, anything to jump around with, but you're making walls, you're slowing things down. You're like, what up, get frozen. So it doesn't matter with that. That'll just be too overpowered. So this is her ultimate, which does an AoE for a very long time. It's an ice storm basically. And look how much. Look. And this is the part where you need a lot of mana because this thing soaks all of them. Like, it's just mana dependent, if you understand. But if you build correctly, she is a beast in the lane, if you understand. So, yep, this is a very good pick for new players, honestly. You just have so many ways to, keep yourself from dying. Easy ways to escape. Easy ways to trap opponents with this ginormous freaking wall. You know what I mean? So, that's a very good pick. Very, very good pick. Which I want you guys to learn. Alright, and now I'm going to be showing you guys how to build each of these champions. Stay tuned. So, I'm just adding this to the end of the video because I didn't quite say it quite right. What I meant by stay tuned was I'm going to be posting that part into the next video because this video is already like super freaking long. So, I'm just going to put it in the next video. You can watch it whenever you like. So, yeah. And I thank you guys so much for watching, supporting me. Thank you so much. And, yeah, have a good day.